What is up, people crew? Today we have a sad update on the Vickie Sisneros case. We also learned a lot of things during this investigation that we want to share with you guys, but first, let's talk about the details.
If you didn't watch our first video, Vickie went missing in July of 2019 in Trinity Canyon, Nevada, which is a super remote canyon in the middle of absolute nowhere. She had driven her rental car up the canyon and got stuck. Vickie called 911 for help, but nobody showed up to help her, and she also called 2 tow companies, but because she was all out of money, they didn't come to help her either, so she was completely stranded by herself in the middle of absolute nowhere. She took one last selfie, which we're gonna pop up and show you right now, before she completely vanished without a trace.
Sadly, on January 29th, Vickie's remains were found. As we suspected in our first video, she had attempted to get back to the town of Lovelock, which was about 8 miles of where her vehicle had gotten stuck. Vickie was found about 5 miles from her vehicle, located on a straight path back to the town of Lovelock. She was about a mile from the nearest residence.
So it appeared that Vickie stopped, she laid down, put her head on her backpack, and she never got up. So the thing is though, is Pershing County actually has a track record of doing things like that, and we actually got stuck out in Pershing County and they left us out there too. So this is actually typical for them, and a lot of people are really upset at Pershing County for leaving Vickie out there like that when she called for help.
Yeah, the truth is they would have done their job. If they would have just called search and rescue in, she would have been found immediately. Her vehicle was in such a location that it would have been super easy to locate her. In addition, if they would have just taken the time knowing that someone was missing out there and driven around in that area where her remains were found, she would have been very easily located because that area is very flat. Many people call it the flats. It's very flat down there. In addition, there's some bushes, but it's really easy to see people out there, especially if they're walking. Now, if you're laying down, that's why they didn't find her for so long, because she laid down.
She was actually found with a drone. They actually used a drone to find her.
Exactly. We learned some things about search and rescue, I would say, from this case. I guess we didn't know it before, but some people think that they really own the missing persons cases. It's really weird, guys. I don't understand it. I think the goal should be whenever someone goes missing is they need to focus on finding the people for the family.
So we got some flack for our first video from Utah search dogs who went out there, I think a couple months after Vickie vanished. They went out there with their search dogs and looked around, and for some reason they seemed to think in our video we were like not mentioning them on purpose or something, but we'll show you a comment right now from one of the searchers.
Yeah, not only did we mention that they had went out there, see, what we said is there was no official search and rescue. People have been out here searching, so it's really hard to know if it's going to be anything relevant to her.
It's really dried and old.
It's dried and old, but you know, it's hard to know whether or not that was from the searchers or for somebody else. So we also have to watch out for traps. The people who brought dogs out here to search for her and they couldn't find any sign of her, traps is one thing that they had found out here. So we gotta be really careful about traps. Which is 100% correct. There was never a search and rescue initiated by Pershing County. The people who went out there with the search dogs, they went out there for the family a long time after she had already been missing. So the chances of finding her alive are already very slim.
Yeah, but for some reason they took our video as a slam towards them, which is funny because we actually mentioned them. To me, it just seems weird because it takes the focus off what's important, which is finding the missing person and getting closure for the family. Kind of felt like he wanted to make it about himself, and I spent all this time doing it like it was some sort of really weird competition. It's not a competition, it's about finding the missing person.
I have a couple friends that do search and rescue that are involved with a lot of search and rescues all around, so they tell me that that's actually very common of them fighting for who thinks they own a case, not sharing information.
Won't share coordinates of searches and stuff like that.
Exactly, and we shared all of our coordinates at first online of where we searched, all the areas we searched. We were involved with the family who shared with us their areas they searched. But I guess this is very common, and I don't know if it's even if anyone will ever be able to fix it, because most people couldn't even get the location, the exact location of where her remains were found. But the sad thing about Vickie, she has a very young son who's now going to grow up without a mother, simply because Pershing County couldn't send a deputy out there to just drive around that area. They could have so easily saved her. From what we heard from the family, they are planning a lawsuit. I'm not really too sure how far that will go, because I know it was ruled by the Supreme Court that the law enforcement has no duty to protect you. If you don't believe me, go ahead and look that up. It actually was ruled by the Supreme Court.
But how come they couldn't have at least told other people, hey, there's someone stuck out here? So someone who could go out there and help and actually cared could have gone and helped her. They didn't even post that she was missing, you guys. They didn't even take the time to post on Facebook or anywhere that, hey, this person's missing and we're not going to go help, because someone else would have gone who cared and gone and saved her.
There's another thing that we didn't mention, that Vickie had made a call call. I believe, now don't quote me on this, I'm going just based off of memory. I believe that she had been on the phone with 911 for 15 minutes. Now we don't know what she told them on that phone call, and so we're not really too sure, but regardless, they knew somebody was out there. And how do we know that they went out there? At least they did go out there one time, I guess, because according to the hunter who found her vehicle, he let us know that when he told the cops that he found her vehicle, what their response was, we didn't go far enough. And knowing that she was down there walking around, on 5 miles,
and she was hanging around that spot for a while too. We found some of her food and stuff up there. We found a banana peel, obviously hanging out up there for quite a while. So if they had just gone far enough, they would have found her and rescued her.
Yeah, they would have easily found her. There's no way you could have missed her on top of that mountain.
Yeah, even after all this time, all her stuff was still there. That just goes to show how long she must have been sitting there, at least a day or two, you think.
Okay, that's an important point, because the guy who found her car said it looked like she had been camping there. He said in a message to us that it looked like she had been camping there.
She still had food left.
She also had water too. So she had all these things together and they left her out there. It just was really weird to me how people want to act like they own the cases. Like, we never seen this before, where we're like getting involved in a missing persons as active missing persons case. Kind of weird, because we get a lot of people saying, why are you even wasting your time? It was already searched. Well, that's why we waste our time, because she was literally found right there. Okay, and then
in a flat area.
And another person was recently found. They just found another guy that was found in the area previously searched by search and rescue. It happens all the time.
Or simply the search and rescue don't go far enough, and it's just a little bit further outside their search range, and you could cover all of it. I mean, I don't see, it just doesn't make sense, because people are found within the searched areas all the time. People could easily miss things.
And we also get a lot of flack for how many people we find. A lot of people ask this question. Why don't we answer it for them right now?
Yeah.
We have not found anybody yet, and that's not the goal of our videos.
And we know the chances of finding someone are like slim to none, but the point of the videos is to bring attention to these cases. That's the whole point, is to shine a light on these cases and bring attention to them.
Exactly. In addition, we know a lot of people who are very interested in these cases. They want to know more, like, what's it like out there? What's the place like that they went missing?
Yeah.
And that's why we go out there. We're not pretending that we are these search and rescue detectives that are going out there to solve these crimes. And it's just like completely, I don't know. It's just funny, because the people who do these commentary channels and they don't go out there, they don't ever get the same how many have you found kind of questions.
Because they know the point is to bring attention. And that's the same point as our videos. We just like going out there too, to see what it's like out there and what circumstances they would have been under.
If we can help find somebody and bring closure, the better. I mean, well, there's nothing wrong with going out there and recovering the ground again.
So Pershing County didn't have time to go and help Vickie, but they somehow found the time to watch our video and reply to it on Facebook. They couldn't have posted something, I guess, to say, hey guys, Vickie's missing up this canyon. We're not going to go look, but they could reply to our video. So let's see what they said. So we're going to pop it up for you guys right now. And basically, they didn't like the video, obviously. They said, we will not entertain any of these videos that only wish to spread hype and further pull on the already stretched emotions of the family. And they couldn't even spell Vickie correctly. That's how much these people were paying attention. That really made a lot of people upset, because they didn't have the time to go and help Vickie, but they had time to sit there watching our video and then type this long response to it.
They could have probably driven right out to the canyon from their little station right there, which is right there next to the canyon, like literally 5 miles away, and they could have found her while she was still alive. And you have to give Vickie credit. She tried very, very hard to survive. She was a fighter. She walked, and this was in the middle of summer, so it was hot out there. She had covered this distance. It just tells me, and it's kind of heartbreaking, because you can tell how badly she wanted to get back to her son, how badly she wanted to live, how badly she wanted to survive. She was trying very, very hard, and she walked. Like most people in search and rescue that I've talked to were not even talking about looking at 5 miles away. They were like, limit the search to like 3 miles. Well, then 5 miles would be like the end, the farthest that you would look. And they were all very surprised that she made it that far. And that just goes to show you that she really wanted to save herself. She tried really, really hard. The tow truck companies is another people. I understand you can't go pulling people out for free. I understand that. But how could you not say, well, I'm not going to take the tow truck, but I will come and pick you up. I know you have no money. I will come pick you up, so that way you don't have to die out there.
Well, it sucks that they couldn't have taken the time, Pershing County, to just write a post on their Facebook page, because there would be somebody out there who would have been wanting to go and help her.
Exactly. That's what is really frustrating.
When they typed this out, couldn't they have just, typed this out about Vickie being missing when she first went missing? I mean, I don't understand.
I don't understand it either.
They're more worried about protecting their image right here than about actually helping someone who went missing in their county. The weirdest part, you guys, is Corner Canyon Investigations, who I guess was working with the Utah search dogs, who are also salty. They thanked Pershing County Sheriff's Office, if you could believe that. They said thank you to Pershing County Sheriff's Office, the same Sheriff's Office who couldn't have been bothered to A, go help her, and B, even just make a post about her. So we thought that was just kind of weird.
Yeah, that was weird. They didn't do anything. They left her out there to die. My opinion is they left her out there to die. She could have been found so easily. This could have been prevented. She could have been back with her son. She could have been home, but they just didn't want to go out and look for him. It doesn't surprise me because I've seen this before. I've seen this happen with Pershing County before, but they just keep that sheriff in there. They don't vote him out. They like him, I guess.
So guys, we just wanted to update you because there was a lot of confusion on our last video because she was found, and some people are saying, oh, you should add found to the title, but it just wouldn't have made any sense. So we wanted to update all of you, and plus there hasn't even been an official post on it anywhere, I don't think. The only post about it is on Corner Canyon, so we wanted to let you guys know.
Or
Yeah, or ewucrew.com.
All right, guys, so thank you for watching. We really appreciate it, you guys. If you want to see more of this content, you guys let us know. You know how to let us know, and we'll see you next time.